So, hello and welcome along to the Champ.ie Early Bird Preview Show. We're going to be previewing 13 races. We're here with all the podcast regulars, Mr. Mike Vince from SES, Davy Boland from Inside Track TV, and Ronan Groome from the Irish Field. We're going to start with the Supreme Novices Hurdle, lads. And before we get into, we're going to speak about the shape of the race. We're all going to give a selection each, but before we get into it, and this is going to be a feature right throughout the series, we're going to give 5 key stats for each of the races. So very interesting stats in here, lads. Supreme Novices Hurdle won last year, of course, by Shishkin. It's a grade 1 and it's over 2.5 miles a furlong for novices. 11 of the last 12 winners have run at least 4 times over timber. That's stat number 1. 9 of the last 9 winners won a graded novice hurdle. 9 of the last 10 winners won last time out. And the last 12 winners were aged 5 or 6. So as Davey pointed out off air, Appreciated is a 7-year-old and he currently heads the betting. No horse has won with headgear since 1992. But I'm going to give you a quick show of betting here. Appreciated 5-2. Metier for Harry Fry is 6-1 shot. Third Time Lucky 12-1 for the Skeletons. Ballyadam 14-1. Mr. Drogo also for Skeletons in here at 14-1. LaCale's Article is a 16-1 shot for the Donnellys, last year's winner, and Nicky Henderson combination. Blue Lord 20-1. Bob Ollinger, who's probably going to go for the Ballymore, we'll speak about that race later on. The Real Deal is also 20-1 for Ronan McAnally's 20-1, 25-1 the rest. Mike Vince, I suppose looking at the shape of this race, Appreciated solid favoured. He'll need to be ridden handy, you'd have to think, to win. And we're obviously going to see him at the Dublin Racing Festival. It's unclear, probably at this stage, who's the strongest of the British.
Indeed, and I think the other thing is, when we talk about this, I think on both sides of the Irish Sea, and that is there's so much as to what will run where about this race and the Ballymore. And even there's a couple of horses that I like a lot that we've not seen that could even run in the Champion Bumper or the Supreme. And I'm talking about a horse that I know down in Closutton way they smile about, called Deploy the Getaway, which is one that Patrick has been mentioning months ago. And also a horse I liked a lot of called I Am Maximus that won the bumper in October for Nicky Henderson and Michael Gretsch. And I don't wonder what that's going to run in. Appreciate it. I actually think he probably, at 2 miles, his emphasis is very much on stamina. But will he be fast enough and slick enough over 2 miles? Third Time Lucky was the best British horse home in the bumper last year, finished 4th, done nothing wrong for the Skeletons.
Metier, rated 149, had 8 runs on the flat. He was with the Slattery's, Davy. What did you make of him? I suppose the Talworth wouldn't have the best record for horses going on to win a Supreme, and you'd have to probably think the soft ground would be key for him. But I thought another interesting one was the Harry Fry horse, Boot Hill, who could potentially go for the Sydney Banks. I think that was mentioned for him. So Harry Fry is double teamed in here potentially. And I thought Blue Lord as well was an interesting one. He ran second, of course, and was very keen, and a step back and trip might suit him. He was nice behind Bob Ollinger at Naas.
Yeah, Harry Fry has 2 nice horses. The horse I like is, I think Appreciate is probably the best horse, but I hope that he goes, I think he goes to the Ballymore. I like Ballyadam.
We're getting on well tonight. 11-1, I've put him up at for the Ballymore, so I'm certainly hoping he goes there. He looks like a Ballymore horse to me. I was quite surprised when they said he was going to run the Supreme.
Yeah, I think he'll still go the Ballymore route. I like Ballyadam. I think he can discard his run the last day. It was very disappointing. Gordon said he scoped bad after the race, like a few of his horses did. He's a very good horse. He probably won a weak enough Royal Bond at Fairyhouse, but he has a big reputation. I know they think an awful lot of him, and I think he'll improve a lot, and I definitely think he can X out the run at Christmas. Another horse I do like, he had a horse who hasn't beaten much, and 2 basic enough runs there in Taunton is Athold Street for Paul Nicholls. I just think he looks like a horse who can improve an awful lot, and that he'll have to do. But he's been very impressive on both of his runs, and just one at a big price there to keep an eye on, and be interested to see if he runs or not beforehand, or if he goes straight through it. But hope and appreciate it, but taking Ballyadam at a nice price.
Yeah, the one I actually did like here, lads, I mean, we listed out a couple of the stats there, was third time lucky for the Skeltons. He's rated 144, 16 to 1. I think he's best price now each way. As Mike said, he finished fourth in the champion bumper, the best of the British from a bumper perspective last year. He's had the 4 runs over hurdles, which is key, and was probably unlucky, I felt, at Cheltenham not to win in graded company. I think the leader got away on him, and I'm not sure the ground. I think he's going to improve for better ground. I think a strongly run Supreme. He is a strong traveller. The key to him, I think, is a bit of better ground, and a strong pace, and I think you'll get that into Supreme. And I think they're potentially talking about him going to Musselburgh. So that's my fancy for the race. But as David said, I hope, appreciate it goes for the Ballymore, and Willie has been known to, I suppose, change his mind. So that I think a third time lucky, represents good each way value in this.